Is anybody gonna check on the Wicked actors? Anybody looked at them recently? I'm gonna show you what they look like. Holy moly, look at that. That's Ariana Grande right there. This is Cynthia, and this is I don't know her name. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't script these things out. I just remember this is an Asian lady. So they're all really skinny, is what people keep saying, but that's not true. They're beyond skinny. They're malnourished. They're malnourished. And I think somebody should check on them. Now, I know that back in the day, there was this thing with America's Next Top Model and that Tyra Banks show where everybody had to be skin thin and they were model ready. And everybody's in America is pretty much upset with the idea of being obese. Nobody wants to be obese because whether you want to admit it or not, if you are bigger in America, if you're a fat guy or tubby or what's the word they say? I got thick bones. Big bone, that's what it is. I'm big boned. They will make fun of you. They will tear you apart. They will drag you asunder, take your face against the ground, put your face in the dirt and say, eat the grass, become a vegan, lose some weight. And you're thinking to yourself, oh, I want a Big Mac. Maybe I want a Big Buford. No, everything's called big in America. The Whopper even sounds like a large burger. Everything is told to be massive, supersized, all this jazz. And with the advent of Super Size Me and all these other movies that came out around those times, people don't want to be big, gigantic people. Do you remember what it was like back in the day before big butts became a natural thing and everybody wanted BBLs and have some meat on their bones? Nowadays, everybody wants to have big butt, big badonkadonk. They want to have the big mammaries. That's what they want. This was the natural aesthetic of what's going on now. And I think we're entering a cultural 180 as we always do. I want to show you something. So back in the days, the Greeks right here, look at this statue if you would for a moment. This statue is Aphrodite. I want you to get a good look at Aphrodite's body. This was viewed as the peak of beauty. Then it 180'd, as it always does. Always 180's from, oh, men like fat women, men like skinny women, men like this, men like that. And it always loops back around. But there is a massive difference right now between being thin and malnourished. And the Wicked actors, bless their talents. Oh, bless their work ethic. Bless the machines behind their careers. They are not giving fit or slim or naturally lean. They are giving, well, I had a Tic Tac for breakfast and I sipped ice for dinner. That's what's happening. It seems though they're eating nothing. And maybe it's the studio conditions. Maybe it's the work of doing a musical. Maybe it's Wicked. Maybe it's that. But this is not healthy. Pretending otherwise is just linguistic malpractice. I cannot take this seriously for a moment because thin people exist, right? Healthy, thin people exist. And they do not deserve to be roped into the aesthetic of people who are clearly battling visible bone shadowing and sunken in fragility on a Hollywood production schedule. It is insane to see. And they're also they're healthy fat people, by the way. They're very healthy fat people. It downplays the truth so much that the word becomes harmful because now people are just naturally slender. They're being lumped in with the bodies that are clearly suffering, and that makes them feel disgusting in their own skin. And this is bad because these actors they keep saying, oh, Ariana Grande ate. Ate what? Nothing. She didn't eat anything. Thin is a build. Malnourished is a condition. One is neutral, one is alarming. And the sloppy overlap between these words makes people internalize harmful standards because the language flattens the difference between a healthy frame and a deteriorating one. Oh no, I'm just thin. No, you need to eat something. You're 60 pounds and you're 6'2". This is insane. Nobody wants to say it because Hollywood hides starvation behind the lighting and the makeup and the contoured stuff and all that jazz. But when you see the outline of someone's ribs through their costume, that's bad. You know it's not natural, it's not sustainable, and not something to label as simply thin. But my BMI is so good. This is so great. No, you need to stop using these ridiculous metrics for things that are clearly outdated and based on a person-to-person basis. This is really bad. I've seen people say, I want to be just like Ariana in Wicked. She looks so nice. No, she does not. This is really bad. And I know the model standard and all that stuff is destroying you, but this is bad. I'm going to phrase it in a way that might make sense. Every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square. In the same way, every malnourished person might technically be thin, but not every thin person is malnourished. That's what it is. All that I'm saying is if we keep using the word thin as the umbrella term, then the people who naturally on the smaller end of the spectrum start thinking, wait, if they're thin and I'm thin, Why do I look healthy and they look like they're fading? This is strange. Hold on, this is bad. And they start spiraling. Oh my goodness, maybe I look just like them. Maybe I could star in Wicked. I could be an actor. This would be amazing. And they're gonna have this horrible sense of self-worth that leads into this self-attack because the language made it seem like all thinness lives in the same category. When one is a body type and the other is a health crisis, a genuine health crisis. People online use words as if they're throwing darts in the dark. Inaccurate, it's sloppy, it's careless. They say things and somebody will dissect it because I may say something incorrect. I say a lot of incorrect words. People will police my language all the time. Do I care? No, I don't read your comments. But this is how body dysmorphia metastasizes, because when language loses precision, insecurity fills in the blanks. You call a starving actor thin, and suddenly millions of people who are just built that way feel like they're being told they resemble someone sick, someone deteriorating, someone being praised for an aesthetic that is actually a symptom. And when they internalize that shame, because the internet never stops to say, hold on, these are not the same thing. No one stops, because when you see the first thing, this is the issue on the internet. If you see a headline that says, we resurrected an ancient series of dogs, right? That was a headline a while back. This is the headline, right? We resurrected an ancient species of dog. We didn't. We didn't do that. We copied the color. I read the article like most people don't do. I read that. So people use their gut reaction from the headline to use that knowledge and basis for a long time. That is why, same reason why people think the earth is flat. It is not. That's why people still think they can see China from space. You can't see China, the Great Wall of China from space. You can't do that. That's not real. People think that though, because they see the first bit of information and it never gets updated because you don't have any way to update yourself besides seeing the headline. It's crazy to me. People internalize celebrities because they have no autonomy. Have you ever seen a quote from a very famous celebrity and thought to yourself, wow, they said that and they're famous, it must make sense. When it's just basic human knowledge, you should eat breakfast every day. Wow, I should eat breakfast every day. Your mom said that every day of your life. You didn't listen to it until you heard it from a YouTuber or someone else because you trust this person because they have a bunch of your other similar beliefs, or maybe you've seen a movie that they're in and you enjoy that. So many people online have no true autonomy, no grounded sense of self, no real internal compass. So they rely on the internet to tell them what beautiful looks like. Well, what is pretty actually? Well, I shouldn't be attracted to a fat person. I shouldn't be attracted to this skin and bones woman. I shouldn't be attracted to this person. I shouldn't be attracted to white people. I shouldn't be attracted to black people. Why am I attracted to Asian people? I should only be attracted to K-pop stars. This is what I have. This is what's actually going on. I should only be attracted to 2D models. This is the thing. That's what it is. They're told what acceptable looks like, what good looks like. Well, goodness is donating to charity and making sure everybody gets even meals. No, that's not entirely true. If the internet is using the wrong vocabulary, it breaks their entire self-image. If celebrities who look malnourished are categorized as thin, then people start thinking, do I need to lose more weight? Do I look brittle? Do I need to look brittle? Do I need to look ghost-like and carved out? Do I need to start eating Tic Tacs every single day instead of my food? Maybe that's what I gotta do, because the language created a false battlefield where everyone's fighting a standard that isn't even humanly achievable without suffering. That's what's happening. When someone doesn't see themselves clearly, they borrow the template of somebody who's already been stamped with society's approval. And celebrities are sold all as these ready-made blueprints, these off-the-rack models of beauty that everyone's supposed to copy. That is bad. For instance, if you see a cocky guy. I remember seeing He-Man when I was younger. I remember seeing Wolverine, all these cocky guys. And I thought, whoa, they're huge. They're big. I want to be just like that. The average person doesn't look like that. Average person doesn't like that at all. Average person does not have all these muscles. And I thought that if I worked out, I would naturally get muscles. But it takes a long time, years for even muscles to pop up. Years for abs to pop up. That's what happens. That's reality. And when the blueprint is based on a malnourished frame being mislabeled as thin, suddenly the expectations shift. Ooh, the baseline warps, and thousands of regular, healthy bodies feel like they're failing to replicate a structure that was never meant to be copied in the first place. In a bigger way, this is why representation really matters for a lot of people. For black people, fat people, gay people, disabled people, white people have had it for a while. But I say everyone. If you have a lisp, if you have a stutter, if you have a stutter, something of that, right? If you have anything, if you have something in your body that isn't being represented, because if you don't see yourself reflected anywhere in the media, You start believing you don't belong anywhere, that your body, your identity, your existence is a glitch in the simulation, and we're stuck in the simulation. Thinness becomes the only correct body type when malnourishment is mislabeled as thinness, when the language erases nuance. Everyone outside the narrow category starts disappearing from the cultural mirror, and that absence rewires the brain into thinking, well, I shouldn't look like me. I shouldn't look like me at all. This is ridiculous. We need better words because people built their self-worth out of language. That's how it works. That's why we made language. Language shapes culture. Culture shapes self-image. And self-image shapes mental health. Which is why getting the words right is not petty. It's not. It's essential. Because if we call malnourished bodies thin, we are building an entire generation's self-worth on a linguistic landmine. People deserve words that reflect reality, not euphemisms that flatten suffering into a hashtag aesthetic. And if we want people to stop destroying themselves trying to resemble a celebrity who hasn't eaten properly in 3 weeks, we need vocabulary that can tell the truth without glamorizing the pain wrapped around it. Somebody please check on the wicked actors. Somebody interview them. One of you journalists, somebody please talk to your friends. Somebody do a hashtag and are they concerned? Something please. This is actually concerning me. I am absolutely shocked by how they look. It is insane to me. Hopefully they get some weight on them. I don't know, bring back Blackiana. Remember Blackiana? Remember this? Remember Asian Ariana Grande? You guys remember that? I do. That's crazy. She's been through as just a Latino. She's been every race. She's more racially ambiguous than Peter Hernandez. Sorry, Bruno Mars. This is Bruno Mars. Sorry, this is Peter Hernandez. Bruno Mars, same person. Bruno Mars is not his real name. Same with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is not this man's real name. Vin Diesel? It's not his name. It's not his name at all. Don't know why you thought that. Have no clue. Vin is the car number. Diesel is a fuel type. Don't really know what. Do you know that? I'm happy you know that now. You walked away with some more knowledge today. Have a blessed day or night wherever you're at. I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your nigga night, be my Laurel Angelo. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride.